This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. What's going on, party people? It is another edition of the main show, your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. It's your boy Smooth, and sitting right next to me, back in the seat.
I'm back. I'm back. Read double O. Oh.
Is it read double O?
Oh.
I like it. How you been doing, man?
Well, I've been well.
That's what's up, man. Good to have you back on the show, man. How life been treating you?
Fine. A little tired, but I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine.
You gonna make it happen. Make
it do what it do.
I like it, man. So thank y'all for tuning in. Another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight. Make sure y'all go ahead and show us some love all across social media. As you see on the screen, we are on Facebook. We on the X. Matter of fact, there we go. I gotta make sure my mic is louder. But yeah, once again, we on Facebook. We on the X. We on Instagram. We also on YouTube. They just go ahead and subscribe, click on that bell. Just put in the platform sports talk show, y'all, and y'all see us. Y'all can always. Y'all can also email us at platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. And if you're not watching right now, maybe you're listening, you're probably tuned in on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Just go to the website, hot365radio.com, or just go to the Play Store, no matter if it's on Google Play or Android, and you see the logo and you're good to go. They also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/hot365radio. You can catch the most recent replay of our most recent show each Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So no excuses on why you ain't tuning in, checking out the main show. Or on every first Wednesday of the month, you have Ladies Night. So shouts out to the incredible ladies holding things down, doing an amazing job. To the wifey, to Jobo and Bunny, thank y'all very much for all y'all do. Y'all had an incredible show last week, and in which y'all had a man, they just keep on having amazing, guests, sharing their stories. And the last show did not disappoint at all. It was amazing. They held that down. Make sure y'all check out the highlights, because we have the returning former panelist from Ladies Night, but the founder of Action No Mercy, Coach Dominique Stringer, was on the show. And she was just, coming back on to give us an update in regards to how things have been in regards to the expansion of Action No Mercy. And I believe she's actually in town today and this week for a coaches clinic. So shouts out to Coach Dominique Stringer. And then, of course, the last Wednesday of the month, we have the Man Cave, in which you have Rio on there. You have Stan, the host, Sadal, and shouts out to T-Bone. He ain't been on the show in a long time because he's busy doing this thing and law and everything, but he's still holding it down. And, of course, the blackest man on radio and on TV, Craig Black. Then outside of that, non-sports talk show, I also have a podcast called Smoooth Conversations. Just put in Smoooth Conversations, Smooth with 3 O's. On YouTube, subscribe, like, share, check out the archives of incredible shows that I've had for almost a year. And then we have on KBDR Beat District Radio, where you can listen in as well. So go to their website, beatdistrictradio.com, or go to the App Store and just put in KBDR Beat District Radio, and you are good to go. So that's everything with the Platform Sports Talk Show world. And now it's time to bring in one of our panelists. She is doing one of her last 2 shows, man. About to bring in a new one. So she need that time away to continue to be the great mother that she is. And she's ready to rock and roll, holding things down from the Boondocks. Jobo, what is happening?
What is up? Happy Wednesday. And speaking of mothers, I hope your guys' moms had a good Mother's Day. This past Sunday. It was beautiful outside and we had a good time. So yeah.
Yes, definitely can't forget about that. Thank you to all the mothers for all the sacrificing, all the hard work, just putting up with us. Hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day. And Stan is coming in hot already, talking about the St. Louis Trailblazers. Let's make it happen, Captain. So if you haven't heard, the Portland Trailblazers have announced that they are going to be selling their team, their franchise. The owner, who also owns the Seattle Sounders of MLS and the Seahawks, is going to be selling his stake of the basketball team. So it's up for grabs. And of course, for us, it's like, well, anytime a team is talking about any kind of selling, St. Louis is here, in which I know for sure that we will definitely 100% support NBA basketball.
Of course.
Because what you get, 41 home games in a regular season.
Yes.
You're guaranteed to see a star player dang near every night.
Yes.
And we just love our basketball. So it would be amazing if that was to happen. I know that's been a hot topic, Joe, and and Bunny, when she'll be on later on. It's been like a hot topic with certain guests that we've had. Is can we support an NBA team, which I have no doubt that it'll happen.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how it's going to happen. But
yeah, I feel like we talk about it every time we have someone on the show.
Right.
And I think just about everyone agrees, like, yeah, if we can pretty much keep the XFL or UFL, whatever it's called, a league so far, because let's be real, it's St. Louis that's doing that. I'm pretty positive we could, support a NBA team.
Yeah, no doubt. Your thoughts about that, Rio?
I think it's overdue. I think it's time to bring another sport here to St. Louis. I believe the market is here for it, and I believe the city as a whole appreciate it and accept it, just like they did when they brought St. Louis City here. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah. So
can I say something like real quick? Also, is so like with the Cardinals with like their empty stadiums, that's not just because they weren't good or haven't been good for 3 years or so, or probably longer than that. It's because of the front office and what they say and whatnot. Because as you can see, when the Blues weren't playing good, they still brought in fans. The city hasn't been good since their first year, and they're still selling out. So I think it's more so of, fans are not showing up to Cardinals games because of what the front office is saying. So even if we got a team and it did start off hot right away, we're going to support it regardless.
And that goes back to what I've been saying about the Battlehawks, and the reason why the first couple of years they have been showing up is because they want to make a statement to Kroenke and the NFL, like, no, this is a football town.
It is.
And as Joe said, she's absolutely correct in regards to the reason why fans aren't coming out to games right now is because they want to make a statement to front office. Like, you can't keep on trying to F us over by straddling the fence or saying this, but then doing that, whatever it is. They want to see something from the front office. They want to see them put in more effort than the freaking players on the field. And until then, that's why you're not seeing the fans, which we'll talk about that later on in the show during our Cardinal segment. But so for those watching, this show has been going on strong for 8 years, y'all. Consistently, every Wednesday, 8 years strong, y'all. And we just want y'all to continue to show us your support, and let's add even more supporters. So we need y'all to go ahead and like and share this stream. If you know someone who's a sports fan They always want to get their views across. This is the show to do that. We're not going nowhere. It's going to continue to go crazy, and we want this to go syndicated. This is the show that can make that happen, and we need y'all to do y'all thing and like and share and spread the word about the Platform Sports Talk Show. So once again, Jobo, as I brought you in, this is your second to last show for quite some time. So we're definitely going to miss what you bring to the main show and to Ladies Night. I know we had a talk during the pre-show, but how are you doing? How are you feeling right now as you're getting ready to bring in baby number 2?
Yeah, good. And I'm ready. You know, my body's sore. It hurts to walk and get up and, you know, go from my left side to my right side in the middle of the night. But we're almost there. And it sucks because like Bush Apple's back. And it's only limited, so I told Bernie he better stock up on some of that because the Bush apple is so good. I cannot wait to have some of that once Clark's here. But no, I'm just excited. Mia's excited. She's excited to be a big sister. Like I told you guys pre-show, you know, his nursery's all done. It's Superman themed, so go figure there. And but yeah, I got an ultrasound this Friday, an appointment on Monday, and then it's gonna be appointment after appointment until he's here. But I'm excited. I think we're ready, and I'm happy it's over summer this time, not winter.
Going to have got so you already have a winter baby and about to have a summer baby.
Yeah, Mia was in December, and then Clark will be in June. So yeah, it's exciting. So it'll be Maya Burton's birthday's in May, and then his birthday in June, right after that.
Yeah, that's what's up. So once again, congratulations to the Bobacani household, bringing in another edition very soon. So that's what's up. Let's go ahead and start off this thing. Y'all know what we do. You now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention? Ladies first. Jobo.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on in sports lately, but I'm just gonna keep it around baseball, not the Cardinals, not the Astros, but the Rafael Devers situation that's been ongoing since spring training, went away for a little bit, and now it's back again. But just to recap in spring training, and even if you want to go further back, Rafael Devers has told the front office of the Red Sox, go out there and sign some good ball players to help this team win. Well, they did that. They signed Alex Bregman, and he's off to the best start of his career. He hit another homer tonight against Tarek Skubal, who's arguably the best pitcher in all of baseball. But when doing that, Bregman said, you know, he would play second if he has to. He doesn't care. He just wants to win. Red Sox wanted him to play third because he just won a Gold Glove at third. Devers isn't that great at third, and asked Devers, would you either play first or DH? He didn't want to, but then he said, okay, I'll DH. That was a big topic during spring training. I guess something that a lot of people, I guess something that a lot of people don't remember hearing was the Red Sox telling him to pretty much, you don't need your glove anymore, just throw it away type thing. But Tristan Casas, like, snapped a tendon in his knee, and he's done for the year. He's going to be done for a while. And Breslow, the GM, mentioned to Devers, what do you think about playing first base? And Devers is throwing a big old, part of my language, bitch fit about it because he's like, no, you guys told me that throw away my glove. I don't need it anymore, this and that. But I don't like it because on Devers' side, because, dude, you're not a team player. He never said anything about like, oh man, this sucks. Like, we lost a really good guy in Tristan Casas. Like, nothing about that. But they're not just doing it just for shits and giggles. They're doing it because they lost their star first baseman. Like, he's done. Like, wouldn't you want to go out there and help your team win? And then now this could lead to bringing Marcelo Meyer up, one of their top prospects, in their farm system as well. So I don't know, rubs me the wrong way. I don't think he's going to get traded because then the guy went off over the weekend, but he's not a team player. I don't like it.
Yeah, and like I said, he's totally being petty right now. in his actions and what he's doing right now. Like you said, he's not being a team player. If you're trying to win, like you said, he asked for talent to be on the team.
You got it.
You ask for more guys, you get a stud, but now you in your fee-fees. I said that a long time. But now you in your fee-fees, and now you don't want to do what's best for your team. And now you want to be all. Well, you told me I don't need a glove no more. So now I gotta find my glove somewhere back in my old house. You know, some stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's uncalled for, especially when you sign a contract, a professional contract, and you're making millions of dollars. Why are you complaining about anything?
There's no need.
Yeah, I think he's making 27 mil a year, and the crazy thing is you got guys like Bryce Harper who, you know, granted it was because he had to get surgery on his arm or his elbow, but he moved over to first base, and guess what? He did fine. He won a Gold Glove, and then he over the offseason said, "Hey, if you guys want to sign Pete Alonso to make the team better, I will move back to the outfield to make that happen." That is a team player. You got Wilson Contreras playing first base. Jose Altuve, who is 5'6", is saying he will play in the outfield. I don't know if you've seen pictures of Altuve next to the wall in left field in Houston, but it's goofy looking. And during spring training, it didn't look good. And guess what? He's actually made some really good plays since then. There's so many guys. Mookie Betts. Are you kidding me? Mookie Betts is a Gold Glove outfielder, and the guy has gone to second and shortstop, and he's looked great. Just give it a shot to help your team win. So I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it. Like he can still rake, obviously, but the Red Sox could probably be a better team than what they are, which they're slumping a little bit right now, but they're still only a couple games behind the Yankees. He just doesn't want to do anything to help them, I guess.
Any thoughts on this, Rio?
I mean, Joe pretty much explained it. I mean, in any professional sport, to me, to make your team better, sometimes you got to make the sacrifice. And some players just don't want to make the sacrifice because they believe that this is my natural position. This is what I need to play. But when you bring in another player that can actually help the team and make the team be better, and not just say that you'll be the one carrying all the pressure, sometimes you have to sacrifice and say, hey, well, like Joe said, you got Altuve out there in outfield, 5'6". You got a 5'6" guy out there in the outfield. He's making plays. I mean, I've even watched a little bit of baseball, not a lot, but it just seems as though when guys make a lot of money, they do more. Ms. Dove saying it right now, and I was getting ready to say it, they do more whining than play.
Right.
So put your cleats on, suit up, and what's the saying? Let's play ball. Let's play ball.
That's all. And like I said, you're making millions. You're set for life. Why are you complaining? You're good. You got people out here who's trying to even trying to even experience how it feels to make 6-7 figures, and you out here whining, as Miss Dub said. It's just something called for, man. Just play the game, and if you want to win, then do what's best. Just do what's best. It's not just about you. It's different if you're playing tennis or golf, where it's all about you.
It's all about you.
But last time I recall, baseball is a team sport.
Oh, it is.
And I think about Joe, 2019 Blues, where I think it was Steen that had to change positions to make the team better. Mm-hmm. You know, he didn't say, no, because I'm a front line center, I should be. No, if the coach said, hey, we need you to play right wing or left wing, I ain't gonna do. No, he did what was best for the team, and they won a championship for it. So if you want to win a championship, then do your thing and do what's best for the team. But if you're just about stats and how I'm gonna look out there, if I'm playing first base, looking all silly because you ain't about winning.
Definitely not about winning.
Bottom line. So what has your attention, Rio?
You brought it up in the chat the other day. I was trying to see if it was gonna slide up under the rug, and it didn't make it, but Dallas wins the overall number one pick in the NBA draft this year in June, but you trade away your number one pick. You had a 1.8% chance of winning the lottery to get the first pick. Something sounded a little fishy to me. It's a little something going on. I can't put my finger on it, and then Cooper Flag is projected to be the first round draft choice. I mean, the first pick of the draft.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. You're going to get a healthy Kyrie back. You should get a healthy AD back. If Cooper Flag can adjust to the NBA game, which I think he can, I don't know if what they did is going to is it going to make any sense now in the long run? Because it seems as though it's kind of like worked out in their favor.
It's exactly what happened.
It kind of like worked out in their favor when everybody was like writing them off. It seems as though now you getting the gem of a player that's younger and has a chance to be the face of your franchise.
Yep.
So I was amazed when I saw that. I was like, wow, I wouldn't have never picked Dallas to get the first pick. Not after what they did.
So let me add on to that, because not only did the Mavericks get the first pick, but in the WNBA, the Dallas Wings got the first pick in Paige Beckers.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, wow, who would have thought in the span of a month that both Dallas professional basketball teams will have the number one pick? Now, I know Stan has his thoughts on Nico. In the Man Cave chat, he was pretty much saying he's gonna pretty much trying to find a way to mess this up. Which I don't think he is either.
I don't think you can mess this up.
No. But it just
I had a question just because I heard it on 101, I think, and I know you said you haven't listened much lately to 101, but it was River, Stalter, and Kerry Davis, and I think it was them, and they mentioned something about possibly, and I don't know how trades work in other sports, but possibly trading their number one pick to Milwaukee for Giannis.
I did hear about that. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they already said, the Dallas Mavericks always said that they are going to sign him or draft him and keep him, which is a smart thing. Yes, Giannis would be an incredible get, but you're talking about a 19-year-old that you're going to have for the next, that you should have. Now, I got to put in there.
Yeah, should.
That you should have for the next 10, 15 years. And yes, did Nico make a mistake possibly in letting go of Luka? Is to be determined, because I saw old clips of Luka when he first came in the league in his first maybe 3-4 years. I mean, like, he was slim and skinny, and he was like dunking with ease. Now he's looking like, he's a grandfather playing in an old basketball league. Mm-hmm. Now, I hope that with the offseason and him and LeBron connecting, that he'll get back to that right size. And then if he does that, it's a wrap. But, what I'm saying, going back to Dallas, though, brought up in the chat, you said earlier, Klay Thompson, Kyrie, Derek Lively, AD, and the guys they have coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. That is a squad to watch out for, as long as Nico doesn't do anything stupid. And then going to WNBA, Paige Buchers, I didn't follow a lot of what Dallas did last year in regards to the Wings WNBA team, but just having a star like Paige, they're going to be trending very up.
Yes, they will.
Very, very way up. So shouts out once again to both the Mavericks and the Wings for their draft picks. And some I want to bring up because that was part of what had my attention. But I'm going to bring it to St. Louis baseball, Joe, because we just found out this morning, that Matt Carpenter has officially retired. And we all know from this show, and I wish Bunny was on because I want to get her.
the haters of this show, Matt Carpenter, man, you think this guy was Hitler or something.
Man, but yeah, so what he did for the majority of his time, pretty much just outside of basically 1 year, he had an amazing career, and he's a bona fide Cardinal Hall of Famer when it's time to get voted on. I just think that it was just that 1 year. It was just to the point where you saw that he lost it and he couldn't regain it. And I'm gonna start using this term more often now because that's how this team works. But the team likes to force feed us BS and say, no, he's gonna keep on playing and keep on until you realize what we already know, that he just ain't got it at this moment. Yeah. But you want to keep on trying to force feed it. Yeah. And you can't, you know what I'm saying? So then it made him, like Joe said, seem like he was a villain when he was just a guy that was lost because of the change in how the game was being played. Then he got traded to the Yankees. And then what happened? All of a sudden, he started finding his game again. Went to the Padres, didn't have a great time there. But then his last year in St. Louis, he was a bench bat, like the last man pretty much. And he came through at certain times. But he realized now that time was up. But as you see on the screen, thank you for all you did, because he was a very clutch player. And when the count was 0-2, it don't mean it was an easy out. He made it happen. He had the salsa going on. I had a tweet earlier a post on the X about his incredible game against the Cubs. I know y'all would know about what he did against Kershaw in the playoffs. You know, he just has so many great moments. So overall, great career, very versatile guy. He wasn't like Rafael Devers and said, I'm gonna stay at third base. You can't move me anywhere. No, he played first. Matter of fact, he started off as an outfielder.
Yeah, he played, I think, all over the infield, everywhere pretty much besides like center and catching.
Right.
You know, he was like the first of our, not the first, but one of the main ones you remembered of that versatile utility guy that the Cardinals always end up having, you know, like Edmund and Donnie and whatnot. He was kind of what started that. So, yeah, Cardinals legend right there, Matt Carpenter, and Yankee Stadium short porch helped him out when he was there. Let's just say that. but no, I was happy he came back, and apparently he's what helped Burley, get his swing in check last year when he was here. So, I'm happy for him. He's definitely gonna have a red jacket later on, and him and Lance Lynn, they'll probably have red jackets.
I didn't think about that, Lance Lynn. So you think he'll get a red jacket?
I mean, you gotta remember, Lance Lynn goes all the way back to 2011. I mean, the guy's got a ring with us. He was one of those dominant relievers in the bullpen, and I think he's like on one of our strikeout lists here, leaderboard. So yeah, I think Lance Lynn has and it's fan voted. So
yeah, that's true.
I think he'll definitely have a red jacket, but Matt Carpenter 100% will.
And yeah, because I think about it, he was definitely a fan favorite during this time, Lance Lynn. So I can definitely see that happening. So that's what has our attention right now. Sticking with the Cardinals, man, Rio, Joe, we have seen what this team has done outside of what happened game 1. They previously had a 9-game winning streak. Yes, the St. Louis Cardinals recently just had a 9-game winning streak. Is it safe to say right now that the Cardinals are making baseball fun again? Rio, your thoughts?
I would say yes. I think I said, I don't know if you can pull a clip up, but like I said earlier, I don't remember what show it was on. As a matter of fact, I think it was the main show. I said if they can put it together and just have fun and go out there, have fun and play baseball, it'll work.
Mm.
And it seems as though it's working. If you said I saw the 6-game winning streak. I did see that. I didn't know they ran 3 more after that.
Mm-hmm.
If they continue to play the way they've been playing free, having fun, and just sticking to baseball and not saying, trying to put the pressure all on one guy and put the pressure on the bullpen and things like that. If everybody can come and do their job and go to work every day, I think they'll be fine.
Okay. Well, before we continue on, we do have the host of Ladies Night. She is ready to rock and roll. So, Bunny, what's happening?
Good evening, and I'm not on mute. I'm excited. Yes, happy hump day, y'all.
Happy Hump Day. Welcome to another edition of the main show, Bunny. Good to have you back on here. As we all celebrate, and we're sad that it's the second to last appearance for Jobo for quite some time.
Yes.
Yes, Jobo, you're still in my mind because I was thinking about what Mario was just talking about with the Cardinals. I was like, man, if I say something, Joe's gonna be like, Bunny, there you go being negative. Because I was thinking the 9-game winning streak we're on, we played some decent teams and we played some bad teams. So I was like, the true test, I think, will come when we play the team in the West, I said the West Coast, West Division. From the Dodgers, Padres, and excluding the Rockies, Diamondbacks. But again, I don't want to say anything because then Jobo's going to come after me. But I'm going to hear her in the back of my mind while she's on her hiatus for a few months.
I'm just saying the Washington Nationals won a series against the Dodgers, okay? Like, mid teams, bad teams could beat the Dodgers. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of people, when I was looking at the records, our record right now, we have probably 3-4 less wins than the Dodgers and then the Padres. Like, the West is tight. Central is just us and the Cubs right now. I don't know what's going on with the Brew Crew. But then even on the East, I was like, what the hell? It's still early. We only got we're a month and a half into the season, but this is not how I thought it was going to go. But we still got a lot of baseball left, so we shall.
It's kind of what I was trying to say last week on Ladies Night, though, is there's not really, like, obviously the Dodgers, the Padres, the Mets, and I'm probably missing someone, but, like, yeah, there's teams out there that are on a different tier, but I feel like everyone in baseball is only about between like 500, 5 games over, 5 games under, like no one's really just like took off yet in all of baseball. It's been a really weird year so far.
Yeah, that's true. Because when I looked in the AL, I just knew the Orioles were going to be finally doing it. I mean, we know they were good from last year, but they were in the middle, and I was like, wait a minute. We know the White Sox are going to suck in the Central Division, but I was like, what is going on here? Like, the Yankees are doing what they do, the Red Sox on the East, AL East, but everybody else is, I don't know, I just thought going off of last season, not too many shakeups happened. People's rosters were consistent. Minus, of course, like the Juan Soto trade, signing, but it just seems it's close in AL and NL right now. But again, we still got a lot of baseball left. Now, once we get to the All-Star break, I always tell you that's when the pretenders and the contenders separate themselves. So, still got a little 1 month and a half, and we'll see who's really doing it. And I'm looking at it from the Cardinals' perspective. Again, I'm scared to get too hyped. Now, mind you, Miss Jobo wants to talk about me being negative, but if we can pull the receipts, pivot a little bit to the Blues, and when they're on their up and down, I was having hope in them, and Jobo was not on their bandwagon. So just saying, I'm going to bring that energy over here to the Cardinals.
It took me pretty much until the 11-game win streak for me to be positive about the Blues, okay? Still watched them, but it took me an 11-game win streak to feel like, okay, we could do something.
So with the Cardinals 9 games, 9 games yesterday. Did they win today? I know it was a doubleheader. Did they play?
Yeah, they lost 2-1 earlier.
Okay, and what about the second game?
Still on.
Okay. So going off of yesterday up to that 9-game winning streak. Do you believe in the Cardinals? I mean, I missed it already. Did you talk about it? You're not sure. You just like, eh.
We just started talking about the Cardinals right before you got in here. Before we continue with this, Bunny, I need to hear your thoughts on Matt Carpenter. He's hanging them up, and you are the biggest Matt Carpenter fan there is, so we got to hear about it.
Technically, I'm number 3. Number 1 is Smoooth. Number 2 is my daddy. Y'all remember? I don't know if you remember that. Smoooth, that was like 3 years ago. He went off. We had was it Ben Hockman on here? We had somebody on the show, and I just happened to have my father walking by, and he went off about Matt Carpenter. He cannot stand him. So Smoooth and my father are neck and neck. Those number 1, number 2 fans of Carpenter than me. Okay, that's for the record. Let's clear that up. But my thoughts of him hanging it up, ain't about time. He flourished outside of here, so not flourished, but he did better a little bit. Joe, like, I think it's the receipts to show how he was with the Cardinals.
Yeah, Bunny, go look at his stats. Go look at his stats for his Cardinal career. I can't believe you just said he flourished outside of saying. You need to log off. Oh my god.
Oh no. She's trying to have shots fired, baby. Okay.
Bunny can't wait for me to go on leave. But no, I'm just saying. Listen, you said he flourished outside of St. Louis, but besides his Yankee
when he went to the
year,
Yankees, a little bit.
Besides his Yankee year.
His time when his Cardinals didn't start off bad either, don't forget. So I'm not saying he was just trash when he was with us. He started off good, and then it just fell off. And it's like, dude, who was the manager at the time? Was it Tim Matheny? Who was the manager? Just like get some balls and bench him. I forgot who it was. It wasn't Shield. It had to be Matheny. We wanted to bench him, then went to Shield. It's like, come on, what are we doing here, y'all? But anyway.
I hope you're there when he gets his red jacket.
Probably not. I haven't been to any red jacket games. None of the Hall of Fame games for the Cardinals, no. Like the one I went to last week was my first Cardinals game since probably when they opened up the stadium, in 2021 after the pandemic.
Oh, okay. Well, though you had me scared for a second. I thought you talking about when they first opened the stadium. I'm like,
no. I have receipts from when they won the World Series. Look, technology and our phones weren't the best back then, but when they won a World Series, I got a picture from outside of the stadium and inside the stadium. So no, I've been there. I'm just talking about since the pandemic.
Gotcha.
I've only been there once. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so once again, is this team right now, to you, Bunny, are they making baseball fun again?
Yes, I'm just timid. I'm like, I want to get really excited. I'm like, then I don't want them to make me look bad. They'd be like, why you get so hyped up, so happy so fast? That's what I keep telling y'all. We're only a month and a half into the season, but that 9-game winning streak did show something. Are they making it fun again? Maybe. All right. Everybody is not. We just talked about the other teams. Everybody's right in the middle right now. Nobody has separated themselves. So the Cardinals, I'm happy to see, but I don't know. TBD. That's all I'll say.
Joe, are they making baseball fun again? Baseball's always fun for me, but I mean, I think what they are is what everyone kind of expected them to be so far this year with a young team, everyone getting opportunities to play. And also, it's not just you, Bunny, but it was a lot of people saying we've only played bad teams so far. I don't think people realize we swept the Twins, we beat the Astros, we've already beat a series against the Phillies, we beat a series against the Mets. Like we're playing decent teams. Sorry if you guys hear Mia screaming in the background. But no, it's been fun to watch. Like winning's fun, obviously, and a 9-game win streak makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, for me, it definitely is fun again. And what really got me realizing that they're having fun was when, of all people, Arenado was interviewed after the game, and he was like, this team is playing as if they are now expecting to win. And we haven't had that feeling from this team in a couple of years. It will be like, oh, they won a game. Wow. But now you're starting to see from this 9-game winning streak and even to this game 2 where they're up 9-7 right now. You're starting to see this team play with confidence that they haven't had in quite some time. I remember I told Sadal when he came over to the house a couple days ago, I'm like, did you know that they had a 8-game winning streak? He was like, what? Like, he was blown away. And I said, yeah, it's like the longest streak we've had in the last 2 years, because it's always been something that would stop this team from getting over that hump.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying right now, I'll be foolish to say right now, oh, they're ready now, they're going to win the whole thing. No, I'm not saying that. But we're starting to see the team find themselves. And it didn't, we had to wait till July or August. They're finding themselves right now in the second month of the season. And what was big, Joe, is that a lot of things happen after they realized, okay, well, we can't keep Ryan Fernandez in the bullpen because he's just not doing the job. So once he got sent to AAA and you brought in other pieces, all of a sudden the bullpen is coming together. They all have roles now. You know what I'm saying? The pitching has been amazing. Sonny Gray has outside of today's game, has been doing good. Eric Fetty, last 2 games, been great. Miles Michaelis, he's been good. The MVP of the team right now, Joe, let me know if I'm wrong, might be Steven Matz because of how great he's been doing so far this year. Oh my God.
Well,
and Joe brought this up last week on Ladies Night, but Matthew Liberatore. Oh my goodness.
he's the unsung hero you think of the team right now.
Oh my goodness. Now,
Unsung hero. Yeah,
as I said in the chat, it took 5 years.
Can I say something about you saying that though?
Go ahead.
Libby is just now the age Randy A was when he went on that crazy run. He is just now that age. That's how young Libby was when we got him. You know, like everyone just like thought it was an awful trade and this and that. And Randy A, he's fell off since that first, those first couple of years, and he had that crazy 2020 postseason and, doing WBC things and whatnot. He's still like a good average ball player, and I'll regret saying that because next time Mariners play the Astros, he'll probably destroy the Astros. But Libby is just now 25 years old. Like, it just took a little bit of time. You could tell he looks more confident. He looks more built. And it's just because the Cardinals told him, probably during spring training, hey, you're going to get a chance to start, and we're not going to keep flip-flopping you out of the bullpen. Like, this is your role, and he's he took it, and he's running with it, and so far, he looks great.
So, I came into this show before game 1 ended. I came into this show like I'm about to come in and like all praise, which majority is still all praise because the team is clicking. There's been a lot of great decisions going on. They're finding themselves, but we still have to be real in certain things. One, Nolan Gorman has completely lost it. And I'm not sure, Joe, if they can continue to give him a runway and he's not showing any signs of improvement, because the runway can only go as far as it can, because it reminds me of the Blues, where once Montgomery got on their team, then all of a sudden they found it. And now they had to adjust the mindset. Like, you know what? Maybe we are competitive. And I think that could be what's going on now with this team, is that front office, as you said earlier, Joe, is that they came in with the mindset of, we're not going to win. This could be a rebuild or whatever it is. But this last 2 weeks has shown that when you make certain moves, well, wait a minute. Maybe we were a year behind. Not saying they're going to win the whole thing right now. Once again, I want to put that disclaimer out there, but maybe their expectations were underwhelming because now this team is actually having fun and actually winning, and they're finding themselves. So now it's like, well, can you continue to have this runway where you're allowing players who are not producing to keep playing? So that's where they're gonna have to have a meeting and be like, okay, are we gonna continue to let this happen, or are we gonna say, Gorman, go back to the minor leagues and find it and bring up someone else like a Sajasi who has been playing good, who has been consistent, and do something different. Same thing with Jordan Walker. He's trying to make it. He's very young, like you brought up with Liberatore, Joe. He's a very young guy, so we'll be foolish to give up on him and say, oh well, he's just a bust overall. But right now, he's just not where he needs to be. How long do they keep allowing him to try to find that out? Because it comes to a point where you can't use the major leagues to be a warm-up to try to get ready when it is not progressing. You know what I'm saying? And especially now that I think he wanted to be called Ivan Herrera now, Joe, but Ivan Herrera, now that he's back on the team, it's going to limit people's playing time who's not producing. And now you're seeing Burleson getting hot at the right time. So if Burleson is doing this thing, well, no playing time for Gorman, and Walker may not get as much playing time either. Like once again, the runway was put out there during the season as if they was expecting not to be competitive, but all of a sudden they're showing signs of being competitive. How long can you keep having that mindset of runway? Your thoughts, Joe?
See, the thing is I mentioned this before the season even started, is the front, like I don't even know how to say it, is the front office. They went into this year talking about the whole whatever and giving guys runways or time and this and that. But I said during the off season, before the season started, I can see this team, or this is one thing that scares me, that if the team starts to play good, they're going to completely wash all of that. But if you wash all that, you go into next year, say you trade guys away, trade prospects away, you try to make your team better at the deadline, if you're still there at the deadline, and then next year you're right back where you were. Like, this isn't just a year-by-year thing. You want to be good for years to come. So that's the part that makes me nervous with them playing good right now, is because, I want to see them play good. I want to see them be good for years to come too. So I just don't want the front office to screw this up. And everyone's saying it, I don't think there's really an easy answer or easy way to do this. With Gorman, I think I said 2 years ago, I would have been okay with trading him when he had some sort of a stock. I think he's the only one right now that you could sit there and be like, okay, he's the one that probably needs to not be up here right now, because Donnie can play second, and then if you really wanted to, you do Burley and Walker in the outfield, or just Burley DH sometimes, Herrera catch. You have more options, but I don't know. Having Gorman up here with Donnie, with Burley, Nootbaar, all of them, there's just nowhere for him to play right now if he's not going to play. And I wouldn't bring Sajasi up because it's going to be the same thing for him. Where's he going to play? You're not going to sit Donnie for him. You're not going to sit Nootbaar for him. So that's the only thing I have against the Sajasi thing, is just keep him down until someone gets hurt, because someone's going to get hurt. But the runway thing, all off season, we're going to see these guys play. I know you say the majors isn't the way to do it, but guess what? That's what they said they're going to do. And now there's people talking about how it's May, and now we need to send Walker down. No, I don't think that's what you're supposed to be doing. I think we should have till at least late June, early July before you make any sort of decision like that with Walker.
Bunny, your thoughts?
Sorry about that. I was thinking, trying to break down what you said. It's not in order. Jordan Walker, you said, hey, you can't use the major leagues to try to get it together, basically. He's been up, this is what, his third season now?
Yeah.
All right. So you think if he was to go to another organization, let's just say who developed talent well? Let's just say the Atlanta Braves. You think he would flourish there? Is it our development or is it just him? Excuse me.
That's a $10 million question because how many times have we seen? No, I'm serious. How many times have we seen former Cardinals who struggled here outside of Dylan Carlson? Because I think he sucks right now, no matter where he goes. Which that's the whole mystery itself. But it's been Cardinals who have left here and they've done much better. You know, look at Tyler O'Neill. He's been much better. You know, with Boston and now how's he doing with Baltimore right now, Joe?
He's okay. Like
Okay.
he was hurt for a little bit. Go figure, but he's okay.
Surprising, yeah.
Damn,
But yeah, so that's why I said that to me, Jordan Walker would not be an option to get traded at all. You know, like I said, he's still what? He's only 21, 22 years old. By the time he's 25, I think we'll have a definite answer in regards to him. So no, you know, but like I said, depending on how this season's going, if it's June and they are right there, but he's still struggling, and you could tell that he's looking defeated because he can't figure it out, then you can't prolong this like they did Ryan Fernandez and have a guy look crushed, but continue to put him out there. And now his confidence is getting lower and lower because he can't be the guy that he thought he was. So it's a very fine line in regards to wanting to hold on to a talent that you're hoping to shine, but then they're not seeing the result, and now it's getting to the head.
So you think he should be sent to the minor leagues and do a whole season? They sent him down last year for a high second, and he came up just because he's only done it one full season in the minor leagues. They brought him up right at the beginning of the season 2 years ago. So I don't want to be all over the place because there's a few Cardinals we can talk about, but generally, if he gets extended in the minor league starting June 1st to the rest of the season, even if he went on a 30-game hitting streak in the minor league, would you bring him back up or just let him completely do a whole season in the minor league so we don't keep doing this back and forth stuff? I
mean, truthfully, I think that's what they did last year. Was they had him in the minor leagues for a nice period of time. Is that correct, Joe? Like
then
he was there.
Brought him up to face lefties, and he sucks against lefties. So anyway, listen, what they need to do is what they kind of did game one, is bat him eighth. Bat him eighth. Mason Wynn's not down there anymore. There's no pressure down there. And today he had our only RBI today. He had a nice RBI double. He's been great in the outfield. You can't tell me he has not made improvements in the outfield. The guy looks like
he's rocking. I'll give him that. Everybody is rocking on defense. That's
he looks like a pro out there, and like that's all he's done. He's never played third base in his life, so you know that's not something that's overshadowing him right now. It's literally just the bat. His offense, his defense, even his base running is great. So bat him lower in the lineup where there's no pressure. I think that's the best thing to do.
So what if he was the kind of player that mentally, if he's higher up in the lineup, let's say batting 3 and 5, because he's going to see better pitches because they have to pitch to him better because he's batting in a more prime spot, that mentally that may get him going more than batting 8.
I don't know. I mean, we already seen him bat 2-hole for a couple games earlier this year, and then that
was really one game.
Was it only one game? I don't know I don't remember.
Yeah, that was one game against the Mets because I think someone was either nursing a small injury and just wanted to give him a day off. So he only just batted one game in the 2 spot. But I'm just saying, if he had that the opportunity to bat in between 2 and 5. Just to see, okay, well, now they got to pitch him because you got Herrera behind them. You got Contreras behind them, you know, compared to seeing as Rio try to wake up because he's
Sorry, y'all. Rio, I'm a busy guy.
Rio trying to wake up like Jordan Walker's bat. But
let's go.
Hey, let's make sure he don't drop that cup again. I'm just saying.
But no, I'm just saying certain people, because he's always been used to playing or batting in a certain spot in the lineup, which kind of boosts his confidence. It may be that, we don't know. But to answer your question, Bunny, about the direction, like what Joe said, I agree. Let's see what happens definitely by June. But in the same token, if Alec Burleson is doing well, then you might have to start Burleson in right field, and then later on in the game, put in Jordan Walker to close out the game until Jordan Walker can prove that he can give us consistent at bats where he's showing the reasons why he's up there. But if he's still struggling, he can't continue to get 4-5 at bats if he's still struggling. So let's see what happens over this next month, man. But he definitely, especially if this team, it all depends on if this team is right there.
I think they're right.
Okay, and just we can move on to next topic after this, just because everyone's talking about it. Say they're, and just, I don't know if you guys seen the Chicago Cubs schedule for the next 3 to 4 weeks, but it's Miami 6 or 7 times, the White Sox, the Rockies, like their next like 25 games are teams under 500. Like not even close to 500. I think the best team they're playing is the Reds, and the Reds are kind of just fluctuating. They should be better than what they are regardless. But so if Cardinals don't even play decent baseball, 500 baseball, then it's nowhere near, like by the time we play the Cubs for the first time, we're going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 games behind them, because that's how easy their schedule is. But let's say, think positive for a second, that by the All-Star break and by the trade deadline that they're 5 games over or within a couple games of 500. What do you think this team does? Do you think they're going out there and doing what they did last year of like, hey, let's trade away and add? Oh, hi. Or she's got a mermaid tail on, so that's why she can't walk. Or are we just going to be like, you know what? We said going into this year, we're looking into possibly trading guys like Arenado, listen to offers for Ryan Helsley because he's a free agent this offseason. What do you think's the best thing to do if we come to that? And you want to be good for years to come.
If they're still in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said try to still trade Arenado.
Well, I'm just saying, like, is that something that you think? I mean, but then Nato has to also approve it. If he's like, oh shoot, we're 5 games over 500, why would I want to leave here? We're looking pretty good. And you got to think also, though, the NL is 10 times better than the AL. There's a lot more competition in the NL. So that's another thing to think about as well. Because if you get in, it's going to have to be winning the division. There's just too many teams that are really good.
No, I mean, to me, if they're in it, I don't even see them adding a piece. They're going to just keep what they got throughout the whole season and then, make moves on the free agents to be in the offseason. I don't see them adding on or making trades. Now, if they are definitely looking like, okay, we suck again, then, yeah, that's when they're going to see. Arenado, you want to go to New York or you want to go to Dodgers, whatever. And Helsley, you gone as well. So, if they're doing great, I don't see any moves happening. I don't see any additions. Just keep it going throughout the whole season.
But wait, you said Helsley's going? You would trade him? We need something to keep the bullpen together. Otherwise, we'll be getting our asses kicked by like 5 runs in the 8th and 9th inning. And I'm looking at it this way. Don't forget, Bloom takes over after this season, correct? Officially.
Correct.
His model is going to be a little different than Mozeliak, I think. Now, with that, again, they keep changing this phrase. It went from a restart, retool, just don't call it a tank and start over. That's what they're saying. But whatever, with the refresh, however you want to call it, I still say they got to still keep a couple of pieces. All the drama with Arenado in the offseason, I'm like, look, he chose not to go to certain places. He stayed. If we're still tinkering and competitive in the Central Division by All-Star break, definitely keep him. But Halsey, I wouldn't get rid of him. I mean, you say he'd be valuable as a trading piece, but what are we trading for if we already got these young players? So we're not gonna trade for another veteran per se, or would we? I mean, again, Bloom's gonna operate different from Mo. Now I don't know if the budget's gonna change. That makes a big difference, but
I think regardless of where we're at, I think I might think about trading Helsley, because if you see what people are willing to give up for a closer like that at the at the deadline, not just over, because there's trades that happen for closers in the offseason and barely got anything for guys, and closers big contracts that they're getting and whatnot. But if you have a desperate team like the Mets or the Dodgers, Phillies, Boston, who have good farm systems, and the packages they'd be willing to give up for something like Ryan Helsley, I'd listen to it no matter what, because he's a free agent. There's no guarantee you're going to get him after next year. So I would honestly listen to him no matter what.
You always listen to offers. Good GMs, no matter what sport, always listen to your offers. That don't mean you act upon it, but you just want to see. That helps you determine what's the value and what the market's looking like. But always listen to it. Don't mean you want to act upon it. Or you can counter it and say, hey, I won't give up Helsley, but I have a couple of prospects. I have another guy that's decent bullpen. We can give you that person. It's way out of my pay grade, but I'll just say you want to listen to it because you can see what the market is. If it's a lot of closers that are just sucking this year, of course, Helsley's going to be in higher demand for somebody to trade for him. But the competitive teams are doing pretty good, then that'll devalue him some. But again, I'm saying you need to keep something in the bullpen, because I don't want to keep seeing, how I first started the first month, how many blown saves there were, and they weren't all on him. It's like, you got to keep something decent there. Because if you're talking about offseason trying to restart to retool it, mostly everything, they're not going to be able to afford that. No matter if you're talking about with prospects or just signing people, they're not going to be able to afford to do bullpen, plus get a bad, plus get another or two good pitchers. Harrison, what's the name? Oh, yeah, I don't have Prego brain. That's Joe. But what's his Gray? He surprised us right now, to me at least. But how long this lasts? That's why I told you earlier, TBD. It's like, how they making it fun again? Yes, but at the same time, I'm still leery. I don't want to say this is false hope, but it could be. And so with that, it's just a lot of, again, to be determined. So
yeah, it's really it's really hard to have the right answer with this team, because we've been so burned with what we've seen from front office and the whole striding the fence, and are you gonna do this or are you gonna do that? Doing the whole Deion prime time shuffle. So
no, it is funny. Brennan Schaefer last night on his live YouTube channel show was saying no matter what happens, like with the trade deadline, whether we stay pat, we trade away, or we add, someone's going to be mad. Like, Mo's going to be the bad guy regardless, or if we find out Heim's the one that agreed to something, he's going to be the bad guy regardless. Like, there's no right answer, that's going to make everyone happy. Like, I think there's fans out there that are mad right now at Ali because they can't be mad at Ali because they're playing good baseball. Like, there's people out there that are mad that they can't be mad at Ali right now. So that's just where the fan base is with this organization. So no one's going to be happy about it, but we'll see.
So let's go ahead and go to our next segment, sticking on St. Louis, but in a brighter scale. Let's add, here we go. Boom. In a brighter scale. So a few shows ago, probably maybe 2 months ago, I had this to say about St. Louis sports at the moment. So it's not even just the sports teams. It's just an issue with St. Louis as a whole, that there's just a huge identity crisis in regards to who are we? Where do we go from here? How do we bring this back? And it's sad that this is going on in our city, a city that years back, it was automatically, you knew, because this team was in St. Louis, it's going to be ran in a certain great professional way, winning way. And right now we are just under a bad cloud. You're seeing businesses, prominent businesses, leave the area because they're scared of their building, safety concerns. You're not seeing the area revitalized like you're seeing in other cities like Indianapolis, like in Kansas City, like in Nashville. There's no feeling of, man, let's go downtown and just enjoy life out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's even big in the sports. So right now, it's just sad that we really have this identity crisis because we don't have the right leadership to steer a new direction and be like, this has to change for the better. Do y'all feel like over the last few months now from the Battlehawks? Because when I did this, that clip, that was after their starting quarterback, Manny Wilkins, got hurt. And they had a little slide going on, but now they haven't lost in like 3 or 4 weeks. They've been playing great. They one of the best teams in the XFL. The Cardinals, we talked about them, 9-game winning streak. Now they just 2 games. Maybe by the end of this game here, they might be 1 game behind the Cubs. The Blues, they had a sad, disappointing ending to Winnipeg, but look what they brought us. They brought us hope. They're like, you know what? I'm looking forward to next year. CDSC, it's another subject. We'll skip over that right now. But as you see on the screen, for those listening right now, is the sun slowly shining over St. Louis sports teams now? Do you feel like
on your clip you said the leadership? What's the leadership you're referring to? Where you said the leadership wasn't doing good? What were you referring to when you say leadership?
Leadership was in regards to front office, and then even outside of sports in regards to like how the city and the aldermen were fighting over in regards to how to spend the Rams' money, stuff like that.
Okay. So with that, they tabled that. That's not a bad thing, though. You got to make smart strategic moves when it comes to that millions of dollars in your bank. They did move it to reserve to earn some money, good. But besides that part, going with the leadership, you're saying there's a glimmer of hope coming out with a little sunshine over our sports teams. Yes, it is. The Blue definitely gave us hope. That, what was it, 12-game winning streak? That is great. That's what let us get into the playoffs. If it was a 5-game winning streak, that probably wasn't going to happen. So thank God they did that. So, yes, hope for next season. Cardinals, right now, yes, up to yesterday, 9 games. It's better than we expected. So, okay, that's some hope. Glimmer of some sunlight there with the Battle Hawks. They're doing better. They're winning, yes. Are we still over that? To me, the Blues, yes, we're there. We know what they can do and what they will do. So next season, barring any injuries, they're going to be on a roll. With the Cardinals, I need them to do more winning because honestly, I hate to see like we were the standard with attendance on weekdays without it being the summertime, and now it looks pathetic. So hopefully, do get more people back in the stands and they be consistent, at least competitive. So there is some sunshine, but some sun rays coming through. So it's not a dark cloud; it's sun rays. So it's not a whole full sunny sky, but we're getting there. Again, I'm only saying that because we don't know what to expect of the Cardinals yet. Now, you didn't want to talk about the CDSC, kind of move past them, but they're in the same situation like they were last season. And remember, they fired their coach, and now we have another coach. The biggest thing, they got to open their wallets too. They need to get some forward, somebody that can actually score. The defense is fine, clearly. We don't get blown out, and clearly we hold top teams to 0-0 like we do, but they need scores, so they need to pay and get somebody. Quit being cheap. Don't follow the DeWitt's handbook and say, hey, try to get it from the minor league club and piece people together or spend the bare minimum. No, you can get you some good forwards and scorers on a soccer team, CDSC can, if they pay some people to come here. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I guess it's slowly is that key word in your, what do you call that line on the bottom?
The ticker.
The ticker, yeah.
Whatever it is, yeah. But yeah, I say slowly, like, the sun's peeking out through some clouds and whatnot. Winning makes everyone happy. It makes the city happier. I mean, it's kind of like we always say, like playoff baseball, playoff hockey. It's, whenever something's going good, you're just hugging strangers and this and that. And whenever, like, we're like talking to parents at Mia's school now about sports, like, never talked to these people before in my life. And I'm like, oh man, yeah, the Cardinals are doing pretty good. Like, it just puts everyone in a decent mood. So, but yeah, I'd say slowly it's starting, it's starting to be a little more sunny in St. Louis.
Your thoughts, Rio?
I mean, I like what Bunny said. You gotta spend a little money. I ain't saying you gotta spend a lot, but you gotta spend a little money. But overall, if the teams are winning in St. Louis, the fans are happy. Even if the teams aren't winning still in St. Louis, I still say, like we said at the beginning of the show, we should still support them, and it should be able to bring everybody together. Is there sunlight peeking out? Just a little. It's not a lot. It's just a little right now. And I think as the Cards begin to build momentum, which I think they are, that's just my personal opinion. I think they build momentum. And like I said, way before the season starts, if they can build momentum, if they can put it together and they can all learn how to gel and all the pieces, the bullpen and everybody else starts getting together, then I think things will change. You'll see more positive outcome overall, as far as not just them. I think that'll rub off on another St. Louis team. I think if St. Louis, well, I can't really say that happened with St. Louis City, but I mean they are who they are right now. That's just my opinion. They're
the outlaw in this conversation right now.
Yeah, they are who they are. But like what Joe said, as far as the Blues showed us what they had. So going into next season, we already know what we got. We just got to make it better. It's just like when you got a high performance car, you drag race, you're going to tweak it, right? You're going to tweak it. So that's some of the things that we need to do to make this so-called, like you say, sun slowly shining over us. Then we'll get more of a gleaming light shining down on us if the sports teams can do what's necessary on the offseason.
All right.
Rio, what Rio was saying, you remember, how many years ago, this is how sad it is, but I don't even remember what the tagline was, but when the Blues and the Cardinals were like always doing everything together, they were so close, was like STL together, or something like that. Even that like went away.
It did.
I don't know why that went away. Like, we added more sports teams and it just disappeared. But I mean, years ago we had Wayno and Oshie on Sports Illustrated together and doing all this stuff, and you'd always see Blues players going to Cardinals games, Cardinals players going to Blues games, and like I slowly started to see that a little bit here with like I seen Contreras, Donnie, Burley, and them kind of go to the Battlehawks games and the Blues games and stuff. I mean, Contreras even changed his walk-up song for a little bit there to the power play song. So like that was cool, but out of nowhere, the togetherness just went away. So I don't know what happened with that, but I also think that's something that made St. Louis sports a little more fun and positive around the city.
It was.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. So, yeah, for me, I do feel that the sun is slowly shining. I think the Blues set the tempo. They set the tempo, and like, okay, we're starting to see close to championship style playing again, and it's going to rub off. And hopefully the Cardinals will take it and use it like sunscreen. Be like, that's
what's a rub off mean?
Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and put this winning formula on my arms, on my leg. Let me go ahead and feel good and you know what I'm saying, get ready. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully because of what the Blues started off doing by giving us hope, because and I've been saying this for a minute, but the Blues were like the Cardinals. They came into this past season like we don't have any expectations on winning the division. You know, this is like a retool, reset, whatever it is. But then they made that coaching change, and all of a sudden, oh, well, maybe we can win. So, like I said, the Blues show that you may have one expectation or one thought coming to the season, but then if certain things just align right, then all of a sudden the mindset is different. So I just hope that the Cardinals take heed to that, and let's continue going on. The Battlehawks, once again, they're playing incredible football right now. They got some of their stars back. I went to a game a few weeks ago. It was amazing atmosphere. The team is playing, is clicking on all cylinders. Like this is where we belong. And I mentioned this on our previous show. I think you were on the show, but I was saying how there's so much pressure. They won't say it, but the Battlehawks are feeling the pressure from the UFL, because the championship game is once again here in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. Which team draws the most out of all the teams in the UFL? St. Louis. We are expected to always have a good draw, good TV ratings, good showing on the networks. Mm-hmm. So if they can go to a championship game, like we might pack out the dome.
I can see that.
So ride that wave, man. Started from the Blues, Cardinals, Battlehawks. Let's go, St. Louis City SC. Talk to us after the show. Let's see what's going on with y'all. I'm just saying.
After the show,
reach out to us. Give Joe might give y'all some tips or something. Someone can. Got to get this ship back together, man, because these last 2 years ain't been nice. The first year was like, oh, this is the life. Now it's like, oh my God, we suck again. So yeah. But overall, man, I do believe that the sun is shining. Once again, this is your Wednesday night sports delight, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Hope y'all have been enjoying the show so far. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like, hit the shares, let everybody know about the Platform Sports Talk Show. As we go on now to some NBA, Rio, got some NBA talk going on here, and as of right now, Boston is currently leading this game against the Knicks, but they are down 3-1 in the series. And for those who don't know, St. Louis's own Jason Tatum suffered a Achilles tendon issue, and it sucks because he was playing good. Now the game was close while he had the injury, but he was already scoring like 40-something points.
42. He
is feeling himself, and then he had the injury. And any non-contact injury are some of the worst. Just ask me. And then to find out that he had a tendon, which I suffered something similar, which I ruptured my tendon, my patella tendon. And they say that those injuries can be worse than having a broken leg, because you're talking about a tendon. And something that I saw someone else post that I want to put out there, suffering a tendon injury can really mess up your mental. Because that's something that I'm not saying I'm struggling or whatever, but like I'm reminded every time I walk. Like my left knee doesn't feel the same as it did before I had the surgery. It's like you can tell it's a difference in regards to how it feels. So it's gonna be the toughest battle in his life right now, and on if he can recover fully, not just physically, but mentally. Because it's something that he hasn't experienced before. You might have a wrist injury here or a shoulder or whatever it is, but a tendon is far different the recovery is going to be different. It's going to be challenging. The therapy is going to be challenging. You know, it's just not a straight guarantee that you're going to be the same after a tendon injury. I was told before my surgery. No, I'm sorry. I was told after my surgery that my knee won't bend as far back as it used to because of getting, you know, basically a new tendon or, you know, whatever that happened to me. And I can tell, you know, I do certain things and I'm limited because I just can't flex the knee as I used to. So this is going to be very challenging, and definitely prayers up to Jason Tatum at this time in regards to this injury. Now, granted, he's not 40-some years old trying to dunk like I was a couple years ago. You know, so he hasn't even hit 30 yet. So he has the youth on his side.
Yes, he does.
So that's a great thing for him at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, it's just going to be about how can he handle it mentally? Will he be able to trust his knee after he gets done with the recovery? That's going to be the biggest question. And I hope that he can come back better than how he was before. He's had a crazy last year from winning the championship. Because he didn't even win the MVP. That was Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to the Olympics, didn't get the playing time. So now people saying, but maybe he ain't that dude, even though he just won championship.
That dude.
Then going to the season, or even during the season, they're saying, oh yeah, he's talented, but because of the team that he has around him, maybe he really isn't that dude, that guy. You know, so now they're saying maybe he's overrated or he's just not aggressive enough, or you know, all that stuff. And then now this. So once again, this prayer is up to Tatum, to Jobo's other man.
I know I was heartbroken when I saw that happen, especially like you said, the non-contact injuries. Those are the ones, you know, you're like, yeah, that's probably your Achilles or, you know, something in your knee or something. And that just sucks. You know, I like seeing him being wheeled away, like brutal. But I mean, even if he was there though, Celtics, all these games I feel like have been pretty close. Knicks are just on some crazy run right now. So I think Knicks were gonna win it anyways.
Yeah. So let me see. Your thoughts, Mario, in regards to Tatum. And excuse me, right now Boston is up in the fourth quarter, 102-82. It looks like the game may be going back to New York. I think on Friday.
In regards to Jason, like we always saying, any non-contact injury is always ones that you worry about the most because they just happen. I think of two people that had the same type of non-contact injury as him. Klay Thompson had it.
Mm-hmm.
He tore his Achilles. Then he turned around and he blew the knee out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was gone for, I think, 380 some odd days. I think Klay Thompson missed 2 years of basketball consecutively.
Mm.
When he came back, the way he played, he didn't trust the knee. You could tell it. The late, great Kobe Bean, same thing. He tore his Achilles, but he rushed it to get back. And what happened? The knee went out on him too as well.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is with these non-contact injuries in either sport, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, just take your time. And like what you said, Smooth, to me, 95% of it, 90% of it, it is mental because it's going to be there. It's going to constantly be there the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
You going, especially when you're going through the rehab, it's going to be there. Am I going to be the same? Am I going to be able to do it? But you have to push yourself in order to overcome the mental aspect of it. Yes, you're going to get your support group. Your support group is going to be there for you. They're going to be there, but they're not doing the work. You're doing the work. So you have to have that strong mental toughness to overcome the part that, yes, you had a freak accident. Yes, I'm in the prime of my career. Don't think that you're not going to be the same. Do not put that doubt in your mind. And I know that just listening to him sometimes talk and just watching him play, all those misconceptions about him not being a man, not being, he's not tough enough. They saying he's soft. I'm telling y'all right now, the man, he can hoop.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a dog. In my opinion, he's a dog. I don't know what you guys see, but the man is a dog. So, with all that being said, he's going to overcome this small setback, because I call it a small setback. And I said it to one of the guys that I work with today. Every great player has a story.
Mm-hmm.
He already had a story to get to where he is. So now this right here is just really going to make his story and make him a bigger star to me as a Boston Celtic than he already is.
Good point. I like it. Good point. So going back to the bracket, the Cavaliers, that they were the number 1 seed. They lost. They're out of the playoffs thanks to the Pacers. People really slept on the Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton. Last year, and people overlooked this because Boston won last year, but the Pacers were in the conference finals last year, and Halliburton got hurt after game 1, and that changed the whole series. It was like, oh, well, he's done. Boston has an easy run, and Boston didn't lose, I don't think, anymore last year. If he's healthy, because this team, I know it was the mid-season tournament or whatever you want to call it, last year, the annual NBA Cup. Yeah. But they were the team that the Lakers beat. To win that, but then they had a great run all through last year, going to the conference finals, and now they got hot again. You have a very experienced coach in Rick Carlisle, who won a ring with Detroit Pistons, I believe.
Yes, and then he won.
Well, no, I'm sorry. No,
yeah.
No,
it's the Pistons.
Yeah, it was the Pistons. Right. And he had success with the Mavericks.
2011.
You know what I'm saying? So he has experience in regards to coaching. I'm trying to think, was that Larry Brown or was that Carlisle that won with the Pistons? That was Carlisle. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that was him.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. But he's a very experienced coach, and he knows how to get the best out of his players. And that team is hungry. Halliburton has heard all the overrated chants. He's heard it all. He also didn't get no playing time.
I was going to speak on that.
Team USA.
I was going to speak on that.
But he's showing out, and Cleveland, they just got hampered with injuries, and it showed. And then also they are still young. Donovan Mitchell, he's been around for a long time, but he still hasn't been to a conference final. It's like, well, can he be the guy to lead the team? It's always that question: can he be the guy, or does he have to be like the second best player while you have someone else be the primary best player?
His game remind me of he ball like he's street balling to me. To me, he don't really. When he play, he's a great player. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But Donovan Mitchell, you can't really put him. You can't categorize him I can't anyway, to any other player that played before him. I don't see nothing in his game that I can say, well, yeah, he played like this, or he got a little bit of this in him, he got a little bit of that in him. I don't see it. Do I see the leadership in him? That is to be determined. Because right now, the way the Cleveland Cavaliers look to me, they were a regular season team. They did good throughout the regular season. They won 60 some odd plus games. And yes, injuries can plague a team going into the playoffs, and injuries can plague a team within the playoffs. But you always have to have that next man up mentality. Maybe they didn't have that.
Mm.
And, shout out to the Pacers for doing what they did. They came in with a game plan, and hey, it worked. It worked. Once you go in somebody's backyard and you steal 2 games, to me, that's saying,
and
we can beat y'all.
It was how you did it, because you came back after being down 20 points in like 2 games, both them games.
And the man misses a free throw, gets the rebound, and shoots a 3. Come on, man! I'm telling you, they just, to me, they just took the life out of it.
Yeah. So let's keep on going real quick in regards to the other series we have. OKC in Denver. This might go to a 7-game series right here. This might be the only series, even though OKC is up 3-2. This might be the only series that goes to a 7-game. I can see that happening. It's been incredible. Last night was amazing. SGA. We know Jokic going to do Jokic things. OKC had this is the first time they actually led in this series. But now they go back to Denver, where it's hard to win in Denver.
Oh my God! And this is, out of all the series that's on this. I mean, that you see up here, that is the best series to watch if you want to watch good basketball.
Yeah. Yep. And then we have the Timberwolves versus the Warriors. And as much as I like the Timberwolves winning so far in this series, it sucks because you don't have Steph Curry playing. Because you want to see the best players. And that's kind of been the theme of this playoff is, let's say if the Knicks win, well, Tatum was hurt. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you're going to say.
Once again, Steph Curry, he may not come back. If he does, it might be too late. Now, the only series that really hasn't had a huge effect has been OKC and Denver. That's why the series has been so great.
Yes.
Because you're seeing everyone play.
Yes.
But, yeah, so it's been a great playoff. Just been on some unfortunate injuries. But I do expect tonight, especially with them playing in Minnesota, and my wife may be listening right now, watching. I'm sorry, because she loves Golden State. Hope I can still be in the same bed as her tonight. But I can see Minnesota closing it out in Minnesota, and be a long off season, and a lot of things to think about if you're Golden State.
Oh yeah.
A long off season for the Saunders house, for the Lakers and Golden State.
Yeah. So that's my takeaway. And your any takeaways that you have from the other series?
I mean, a little bit.
The wife said couch for you.
Get him, Jamie.
As far as that, the Golden State Minnesota series, I'm just gonna say, whoever they play, OKC or Denver, they're not gonna win it.
Minnesota ain't? What?
Minnesota won't come out the West.
Ooh.
You heard it here first.
Ooh.
Ladies. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Minnesota will not come out the West. They will not come out the West. I just think overall, if somebody's gonna win it, it's gonna be somebody from the West. I like these teams in the East. Now, if we can get the Knicks Pacers series, I don't know if Smooth, you remember this, but we can take it back. I don't remember what year it was, and I don't remember what year it happened. And that means we have the Malice in the Palace. So if we can get that series again, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be one of the biggest topics that they're gonna bring up if it's the Knicks Pacers again.
Oh yeah. Even though it was Indiana versus Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
But
yeah,
yeah.
that's what it was.
But
That's
yeah.
what it was. I'm sorry, I got it confused, but I would love to see Knicks Pacers though.
Yeah, that'll be some good theater right there.
I would love to see that.
That'll be some great theater because Halliburton and Brunson got a little.
Yeah, they do got a little something.
You know what I'm saying?
They
even went to the WWE.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I think who's ever going to win it though, all it'll come out. It's gonna come out the West though. It's gonna come out the West.
Look at the white said, I like that Reverend Mario Luther King.
Yeah, whoever gonna win it gonna come out the West though. I really do.
Yeah, she's talking about the T Wolves won't, even though because of his off the court drama, the wifey claims she's not a Anthony Edwards fan anymore. And the Cardinals, breaking news, did defeat the Phillies, so they won 2 out of 3 against one of the best teams in all of baseball. So once again, that son is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When's the last time we beat the Phillies in both series in 1 year?
I can't recall.
That's wild.
Yeah. So that was a huge win, and now they get to have an off day where they can be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We came off of a series win and get ready for what I expect should be a entertaining series against the Royals, because the Royals isn't a pushover. So
the Royals have been playing great baseball.
Yeah, so I expect a great series. But going back to the NBA, yeah, like I said, injuries have been the story, but it's also been some great basketball being played. So shouts out to the NBA. And our last topic of the evening, as we get ready to close out another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, is the NHL. Jobo, the show is yours. Let's break down what's going on in regards to these playoffs right now. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, an update. Florida beat Toronto.
Oh, really?
They beat them tonight. So just what, 3-2 now, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mark Stone is not on warm-ups for the Golden Knights, so we'll see what happens if Edmonton closes things out tonight.
Yeah,
but
my daughter said they were done.
But yeah, I mean, shoot, that Dallas Winnipeg, I know something crazy could happen, but I said it on Ladies' Night. I don't think Winnipeg has a chance against the Dallas Stars. We wouldn't have had a chance against the Dallas Stars. They're just good. So looks like we might have a Dallas Edmonton matchup, and then for whatever, like my uncle texts me, the Leafs just have that Cubs curse, you know, like the Leafs they just can't get it done in in the playoffs for whatever reason. They can spend all the money and have the most talented roster. They just can't get it done in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens in what game 6. But it's looking like it might be Florida versus the Hurricane. The Hurricane, that's crazy to me. I thought for sure the Capitals would take care of business, but Hurricane have been great. Lots of goals, lots of goals and some injuries. Like, you know, like you said, with basketball, it sucks that you want to see the best players in there, but that hasn't really been happening. You know, with like Mark Stone, and then what's the Maple Leafs? I'm trying to think of their starting goalie, but he got hurt in like game 1 of the playoffs, and so it's been their backup and then another backup. That's been, you know, so that sucks for the Leafs, but. No, I mean, it's been an exciting playoffs, and the Stars, I mean, they're just getting hat trick after hat trick out of everyone. So, I mean, Stars are probably my favorite right now to win the whole damn thing. They're really talented, young, and they're getting healthy too.
Yep, there it goes. The breakdown from NHL, from Jobo, with her little segment of Joe Knows right there talking about hockey. And everyone, that's our show.
Can I say a couple things that could have been for my attention that I just completely forgot about is one,
Who's
Paul Skeens. He's going to be pitching for Team USA.
USA.
WBC. I don't know if you guys remember what our rotation was the last time,
It sucked.
but it was Wayno, Miles Michaelis, Lance Lynn, and Merrill Kelly.
Mm.
If guys actually want to play and participate in this tournament, which I don't know why you would not want to, Mark Rose is starting off nice with Aaron Judge as the captain, and now adding Paul Skeens. If you could have Bryce Harper and Bobby Witt Jr. and Gunnar Henderson.
Already said he wanted to do it.
All right, there you go. I haven't seen the official announcement or anything on social media, but there you go. There's your first baseman. If you could have a rotation of Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal, Corbin Burns, Zach Wheeler, are you kidding me? I'm sorry, Japan's not beating us if that happens. It's not happening. So that's one thing. Another is I don't know what the technical term for it was, but Rob Manfred took away the ban that was on like guys like Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson. So
Saw that.
might see these guys in the Hall of Fame eventually. Sadly, it'll be after they've passed, but their families will be able to celebrate that.
And do you feel Pete Rose deserves to be in?
Yeah, I mean it's so weird because the guy's stats, like
Right.
there's Barry Bonds who did stuff to make his stats better, and then you have guys like Pete Rose or even Shoeless Joe, who it was never even proven that he did anything to participate in the gambling. It was the Black Sox and not him, so why not? Why not have them be in there? Because they didn't do anything to make their stats better. So I think they'll probably be in there. And there's multiple people that were, on all that, in that situation, and they'll now have an opportunity to be in the Hall of Fame. So good for them.
Yeah, congratulations. Well, unfortunately, they can't see it or be able to experience it because they're gone. But now the door is open for them to get elected. So that's what's up. Anything else you got, Rio?
Mm-mm. I will say this. Like I was telling you earlier, Smooth. Baseball has been exciting so far, overall as a whole, because you said it, Joe. There is no dominant team right now. Nobody has taken the leap to say, "Hey, we need to separate from everybody else." And I kind of like it when it's like this because everybody's still trying to figure themselves out on what is our identity. Are we gonna be a defensive team? Are we gonna just rely on this rotation that we got as far as the bullpen and the rotation we got as far as hitting? But I want to see, what is this? May, June, July. Let's see where we at in August. Let's see where we at in August and see if I still feel as though there is no, by August it should be some type of separation in the division between these teams. And I believe, and I honestly believe right now, this is just me, I do think the Cards got some juice. They got some juice right now. And they, like you said earlier, they need to ride the wave. Just whatever you're doing that's making it work, keep doing it.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Enjoy the ride and don't make stupid decisions that's gonna kill the momentum because you want to be in your way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and sometimes I believe that's where teams make the mistake. They get in their own way.
Yep.
Just leave it alone and just enjoy the ride, and everything else will fall into place.
But I will say, and I keep having to say this because of and I hate using the word potential, but if Jordan Walker was to finally get it, like it's something that he let's say he just has an amazing batting practice with Brent Brown, but then it translates to the game and it finally clicks. Oh my goodness. and you know, and not saying, well, he may hear this this highlight reel or this show or whatever it is. Who knows? But if he was to finally get it, and if it clicks, because like Joe, I know you're saying James Wood from the Nationals, like every hit is
Love
like
his
a freaking, oh my God, his swing, and like every hit that he makes is like 110 off the bat, and he's hitting it in the air and hitting it deep. If Jordan Walker can just consistently connect and get it, but like, you know what? Now I got it. Now I got y'all. If he does that, it could take this team from being an 87 to 90 win team to 95 and plus because of what he could bring to that offense. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I hate to put the pressure on him because he's still young. He's trying to figure it out. But if he figures it out very soon, whew.
You know, other guys like Donnie, Newtbar, Mason Wynn, Victor Scott, like if those guys and Herrera continue to do what they're doing, he shouldn't have any pressure on them. And I think that's what Ali's that's Ali's kind of saying on the Gas House game on Tuesdays, like I've mentioned on here before, to check that out sometime.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it now. I've been watching the last 3-4 shows.
Yeah, Walker's not. You can tell he's not letting it get to him, and that's why he's still getting an opportunity. Because if he looked like it was getting to him and he was stressing out and felt the pressure, he probably would have been in AAA already. But it's not getting to him like that, and I think his defense has a lot to do with that. But no, if the other guys continue to do what they're doing, then and they're batting him lower in the lineup, he should have no pressure whatsoever. And sorry, Walker, to put a little bit of pressure on you, but you're my jersey after Yadier Molina, so I don't want that to go to waste. So please, please.
And I also have to say this, not to be a
don't end it on a negative note. Come on.
I don't want to be a bunny. Okay.
So you're gonna be negative.
I don't want to be a bunny.
But no, I just want to say that Arenado needs to move from the 4th spot. He needs to, because he just not. And I saw someone leave a post on Sports Hub. Well, he's batting .3. He's batting 360 something with minute scoring position. You know, you're going by the numbers and analytics, and you just can't always do that. And it's in like game 1. There's been so many times throughout this season, over the last couple of seasons, where it's a critical moment and he got a minute in scoring position and he grounds, he either double plays or pops out. Like, it just been a given. And that's the moment that you should have Contreras or Herrera, because Herrera was batting in the 2 spot, Joe, before he got hurt. He was batting in the 2 spot. He was batting in a prime spot. Now, Mason Wynn, Newbar Mason Wynn, I love the 1-2 setup. Donovan, he after this game, he finally got back to hitting again because he kind of was getting cold. So I'm cool with the 1-2-3. But having that fear of having Contreras or Herrera, that's the thing that sets them apart from Arenado. The teams don't really fear Arenado compared to how they fear Contreras and Herrera. And you need that 4th guy to be the guy that you fear. So I hope that, once again, it goes back to don't get in your own way of making the team better, because, oh no, well, we got to have him back here because that's no. I would just swap Arenado and Herrera. So that means Herrera back 4, Contreras 5th, Arenado 6. And be good, because, like I said, Arenado's not hitting homers right now. If he was hitting up, if he was hitting with power consistently, okay, I'm cool. But don't just say, oh, because he's batting 368 with minute scoring position. Not every time in clutch situations is he, especially late in the game, is he coming through. And until I'm seeing that, drop him down. You know what I'm saying? Like you did last year. He batted in the 5th, 6th spot last year for a stretch. But put your best players up there. Herrera is clearly has shown that he's your best overall player right now in regards to hitting wise. Put him in a prime spot. That's all I'm saying. If you do that, we're good. I won't complain. You know what I'm saying? I won't do a bunny. So, like I said, that's not ending on a bad note. It's just hoping that they do better in regards to the lineup. Everyone else, I'm cool with, but I'm just not liking Arenado batting in the 4th spot. He needs to bat lower and put in Herrera or Contreras in the 4th spot, and I'll be good. That's all I'm asking for.
Fans are playing good right now, so I'm not complaining about it. Team looks all right, so yeah.
So that being said, that is our show. Make sure y'all
Mario,
tune
go
in.
get some sleep.
Right, he gonna fall as soon as we not live anymore. He gonna be snoring, but no. Make sure y'all tune in once again next Wednesday. It'll be the last show for Jobo for quite some time. For the main show, and everyone else, make sure y'all go ahead and once again follow us all across social media. Just put in the platform Sports Talk Show. We on the X, we on Facebook, we on Instagram. Go on YouTube, subscribe, and click on that bell. Because anytime we go live, you'll be
notified.
There we go. And email us. If y'all know someone that would be a great guest that we can talk to, get their stories told sports-wise, shoot us the email, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. We can also go out to your event, your establishment, do a live show from your business. We've done plenty of live shows in the past. Want to go get out there to the streets, to the community, and do some things. Let us know, and we'll make it happen. So once again, shoot us an email, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. And we also, you can tune in on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot. Just put in the website, hot365radio.com, or just go to the App Store on Google or on iOS and or Apple, and do your thing there. They also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/hot365radio. So you can check that out there and check out the most recent replay of our show. It goes down every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. As a reminder, every first Wednesday you have Ladies Night. Every last Wednesday you have the Man Cave. Outside of sports, you have Smooth Conversations. Just go to Smooth Conversations, Smooth with 3 O's on YouTube. And also check out KBDR, Beat District Radio. Go to the website, beatdistrictradio.com, or go download the app on Google Play or the App Store. It is the main show. Your boy Smooth and Rio, along with
Joe.
Bunny, had to go ahead and leave early, doing her thing with the kiddos. But thanks for your time, Bunny. Everyone else, y'all have a great rest of y'all day and week.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.